Hello, I'm Rex Litter with Friday's News. The amazing Port Moresby Unity Parade this morning received overwhelming support from city residents who attended in numbers. Governor Powers Parker was overwhelmingly pleased, saying this is a significant event for the city and its residents leading into next week's Independence Anniversary spectacle. The amazing Port Moresby Unity Parade started around 5 this morning. Participants walked to Ella Beach. The event attracted more than 5,000 city residents. At the end of the walk, NCD Governor Powers Parker gave his speech highlighting the significance of the Unity Parade and how it has been an ongoing event in the last few years.
You know, in 1975, our leaders at the time made a decision that we have to come together as one nation, one people, one country, walking together, working together, building together. So the Unity Parade is very symbolic in that respect, and I'm very proud as a governor at this point of time, reaching our 50-year milestone to lead our city to, have this parade.
While acknowledging the support from city residents, Parker urged Papua New Guineans to embrace the 50th independence anniversary, learn from the past, and create a better PNG going forward.
I'm looking forward to a great celebration, and I want to encourage Papua New Guineans, whatever your thoughts and views about the last 50 years, this point of time, this milestone event is a defining moment for all of us. Appreciating the last 50 years, but thinking about the next 50 years. And the next 50 years must be better than the last 50 years. And that's the challenge that we must pause and think about.
Two-time world hip-hop dance champions One Squad made an appearance at the end of the walk, and they kept participants entertained. The Unity Parade signifies the start of the Port Moresby Art and Music Festival, which will be staged at Ella Beach.
We came today to also launch the amazing Port Moresby Arts and Music Festival. We have a 5 days program starting today, ending on Wednesday. It's going to be an outstanding program. We've just seen a sample of the program today with Poly Crew and Manus Traditional, and of course our world champions, One Squad, 2 times world champions. Can't get any better than that.
Papua New Guinea's most anticipated moment in aviation will take place next Monday, September 15th, with the arrival of Air Niugini's Airbus A220-300, known as People's Ballows, will touch down at Jackson's International Airport in Port Moresby to mark a historic event that coincides with the country's 50th independence anniversary celebrations. The A220 P2-PGA departed Canada this morning, at 7. It will transit through Vancouver, Honolulu, and Fiji before its arrival in Port Moresby on Monday, 10 a.m. The arrival will be marked with a traditional water salute and official welcome ceremony at the APEC terminal. Prime Minister James Marape, along with senior government leaders and New Guinea's board management and staff, will join the nation in welcoming this milestone aircraft. The University of Papua New Guinea yesterday launched 50 years of national making, a Papua New Guinea Dictionary of Biography, Volume 1, marking a historic milestone in the country's journey toward its 50th independence anniversary.
The launch of 50 years of nation-making, a Papua New Guinea Dictionary of Biography, Volume 1, was held at the Waigani campus. The event brought together scholars, students, and national leaders to celebrate the publication, which documents the lives of 30 Papua New Guineans who contributed to the nation's development across education, health, arts, and public service. Chief Secretary to the Prime Minister and NEC, Ivan Pomaliu, described the launch as a legacy-building exercise, calling for the dictionary to become a permanent institution that preserves the stories of everyday nation builders. He said these are the unsung heroes of nation building who carried the aspirations of independence into Papua New Guinea villages, classrooms and hospitals. UPNG Vice Chancellor Professor Ian Findlay praised the volume as a testament to the strength of Papua New Guinean scholarship, emphasizing the importance of telling local stories in local voices. The dictionary is a collaborative effort between UPNG and Australian National University and stands as both a celebration of the past and a call to save the future through storytelling, scholarship, and shared identity. Giovanna Violet, TV1 News.
Papua New Guinea is not a failed state. It will continue to progress in the next 50 years. These were the words of the General Manager Strategy, Business Development and Optimization, Alan Bong, after officially opening the celebration of Tedi Mining Limited's Hamamas Week. Bong stated that for 5 decades, the country stood tall and strong, weathering all kinds of storms. While going through these challenges, the country achieved and progressed. He said it must be proud of that. Hamamas Week celebrations commenced in Tabubil today. It will run until September 16th. It will include craft markets, traditional sing-sings from across the country, comedy shows, and entertainment from PNG artists like Augustine Emil and Malmaninga Kuri. The Karkar community of Patila village, Madang province, are proud to participate in the upcoming 50th Golden Jubilee Independence celebrations. They recently launched canoes that carry the provincial flags of each province in Papua New Guinea and an extra one for provincial member Ramsey Pariwa. They aim to reach Madang town tomorrow, September 13th. The route they are taking is a traditional canoe trade route. They have a purpose for this travel to raise awareness against law and order issues through the word of God.
23 canoes departed Karkar Island at 1 a.m. last Saturday, September 6th, destined for Madang's provincial capital to participate in the province's main independence celebration. The traveling party braved the husky southeasterly winds. While some went off course, everyone regrouped on Sunday at Rampi village and paddled on. Battered and strained from the challenging weather condition, they progressed to Rivo village and then CR on Thursday. Today they descended on Kranget Island for a nightcap. Tomorrow they reached their destination, the Tuspa Beach. Chairman of Katanabul Fishing Association, Darus Suari, emphasized on incorporating the word of God into this traditional canoe trade route. The Canoe Party have a mission to address law and order issues through drums and sharing the gospel, targeting Madang's youth. Suari said the canoes they have brought will be put on sale during their stay in Madang town to support their SME projects as fishermen. Fish is their basic source of food security and sustainability, but it gets challenging when needs are far greater. Karkar Island community leader Atis Demi was steadfast in his support for the association's initiative in carving out the canoes and making this remarkable journey. During the canoe launch, he encouraged young fishermen and the youth on Karkar to learn from this event and start thinking about how they can positively contribute to building their island community for the better. Mr. Suari thanked those who supported their mission in making this historic trip possible. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
This is TV1 News. After the break, Prime Minister acknowledges judiciary pioneers. Welcome back. Prime Minister James Marape has acknowledged pioneers who put together Papua New Guinea's judiciary, stating that their contribution to the establishment of the judiciary has been an anchor for Papua New Guinea for the past 50 years. Marape said this during the opening of the new Waigani National Court Complex in Port Moresby recently.
Prime Minister James Marape was among other dignitaries present to witness the opening of the new National Court Complex on Wednesday, September 10th. In his address, Marape acknowledged the efforts, contribution and dedication of like-minded individuals who put together Papua New Guinea's constitution and more so its judiciary system.
Through our nation's history, since 1975, the judiciary has been the anchor of our country, and I want to step back on behalf of past Papua New Guineans, including the greatest generation, the fathers of our country and the mothers of our country, up till today, say thank you very much, big blood thank you Bada Herea, to all who have served in our nation's judiciary up till today, and I bow to every one of you.
Marape said the independence of the judiciary, shaped by forefathers, was to protect the rule of law, and this has been maintained for 50 years.
Our fathers of our country birthed our country, and they gifted, in fact, the constitution that was gifted to the Constituent Assembly on 15th of August 1975, outlaid was the front runner to the framework that has held our country for the last 50 years. Deep in the heart of this constitution was the vitality, functionality, and independence of our judiciary.
He said the opening of the new courthouse serves as a reminder to current and future governments about the importance of investing in the judiciary's capabilities.
As we started our nation's life, in the modest houses, in rundown facilities, in buildings that doesn't even come close to this one, judiciary has served. And today, this marks a starting point in the way governments today and governments into the future must commit resources to the cost of maintenance of judiciary for dispensation of justice in our country going forward into the future.
Marape said PNG's population has emerged, leading to more complexity in court cases. The opening of the new courthouse is a testament to addressing this issue.
Our economy has expanded, more complexity of court cases has emerged, and the burden on our judiciary has emerged. For far too long, our judiciary has been operating with little resource and in places not befitting of a nation that pronounces democracy as its form of government.
The Prime Minister further thanked past and current governments for investing in the judiciary and called for more support for this important arm of government. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
Australia's Attorney General Mitchell Rowland congratulated Papua New Guinea's judiciary on the opening of the new National Court Complex, stating that this is a significant step in boosting the capabilities of the judiciary. Rowland issued this congratulatory message when meeting with PNG's Attorney General Pilani Ningi and other legal officers in Port Moresby recently. She said Papua New Guinea's independent judiciary is indeed a pillar of its vibrant democracy, another tradition that Papua New Guinea and Australia proudly share. Rowland said that as the PNG judiciary opens its new court complex, it has opened doors for more partnerships between the Australian judiciary and the PNG judiciary in terms of investing in legal training, among others. As the country comes to 50 years of independence, a provincial member for East Sepik, Alan Bird, is calling for a hard reset in the country. He said the only person in the past that has done a hard reset is late Seme Keremorota.
The country is in need of a hard reset. These were the words of provincial member for Pacific Island Bird. When nominated as Prime Minister a while back, Bird confirmed this as his motto. He said the only person in the past that has done a hard reset is late Sir Mekere Morauta.
I remember when I was nominated for the Prime Ministership, I said, it's time for a hard reset. Now I see the Prime Minister is copying what I've, my motto. I'm about a hard reset, I'm about putting a full stop and changing direction. Because, that's the other thing. How many members of parliament will have the, not just the courage, but the determination to do a hard reset? I've done a hard reset already in Pacific, No one else has demonstrated that they've got the capability or the willingness to do a hard reset. The other person who's done a hard reset in PNG was Semekere Morata. And Semekere was my really good friend,
He warned that the country cannot expect progress without fundamentally changing the way its systems operate. Mr. Bird, who recently joined the People's Reform Party, will be contesting the 2027 national general elections with this motto.
So in a lot of ways, my thinking is similar to his. You've got to close the gate, and you've got to change the direction of where everything. If the river is flowing this way now, you've got to get the river flowing the other way, because that's how bad things have become in the country.
Quoting Albert Einstein, Bird added, "Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results." Bird compared the nation's trajectory to a train stuck on the wrong path.
Because I think they want someone who's going to be firm and honest with them. And that's what I think Papua New Guinea needs, someone who's going to be firm. And so that's what we're going to be doing. Because we can't, pussyfoot around. My own people I'm in Abelam. And in our houseman, they used to say, if people are getting sugar all the time, in my language, we call it ningi. Ningi is like bitter. So if people are having sugar all the time, then sometimes you need to give them something that's bitter. So, I'm one of those people that's willing to give you the bitter pill. You might not like it, but it's going to be better for you down the track.
Jasmine Rojak, TVWAN News.
United Nations General Secretary Antonio Guterres, during his last visit to Papua New Guinea, revealed that the UN is behind the peace and agreement process through its active presence in the country to make sure PNG peacefully ends the process with Bougainville. He addressed the media while stating the UN stands in the ongoing peace process, taking 2+ decades to find the solution. The United Nations is said to be a neutral partner to the process and remains committed to supporting both parties equally in the implementation of the Bougainville Peace Agreement and the Melanesian Agreement in achieving a lasting peace.
The new peace agreement has now been in place for 24 years. Its durability is a symbol of what can be achieved through perseverance and mutual respect. And the United Nations has walked with you on this journey from weapons disposal to the 2019 referendum, and will continue to stand beside you as the next phase begins.
Farmers and Settlers Association is concerned about the Bulolo Highway, saying it is lying in tatters and makes transport unsafe and expensive. Wilson Thompson, FSA President and Chairman of PNG's think tank, that National Research Institute, said the association has been vocal about the Bulolo Highway since 2015, but all attempts by the Department of Works and Highways to reseal the road have failed. He said poultry and timber production and availability is not the issue. Major suppliers of these products depend largely on this highway for business. The association now calls on the Department of Works to place graders from Gabantis to Janag in Bulolo and then attend to road maintenance needs. And now a look at the finance news. The Kina closed unchanged at $0.2395 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, Our Kina was buying 0.2320 US dollars, 0.3453 Australian dollars, 0.1895 euro and 33.80 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, cocoa, copra and copper closed higher, coffee and crude oil closed lower, while palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. Stay tuned, TV1 News continues when we return. In regional news, workmates of fishermen lost at sea of Queensland's Western Cape are braving strong winds to continue the search for their missing colleague. The 27-year-old Japanese national went overboard from a prawn trawler about 60 nautical miles southwest of Weipa at about 4:20 a.m. on Wednesday. He was last seen wearing an orange high-visibility shirt and thongs. Police suspended the official search late on Thursday after the Australian Maritime Safety Authority dismissed planes and helicopters from the area. At its height, the search included 3 helicopters, 2 jets, charter boats, 12 fishing boats and Weipa volunteer marine rescues. Hopes of finding the men alive were dashed when the AMSA confirmed that timeframes for survival had expired. Australia's climate record has come under scrutiny at the Pacific Leaders Forum in Solomon Islands ahead of the government's final decision on whether to approve a massive gas project in Western Australia.
A PM at odds with his Pacific counterparts, mid-speech a swift exit and a not so subtle shirt change.
You've got to reiterate quite a lot to the Australians what they need to be doing and the rules sometimes.
The dress code disharmony, the least of the PM's pressures, as Pacific leaders took a front row seat to rising seas.
The lack of meaningful action by the world's highest emitters continue to put our very existence at risk.
After sharing plenty of laughs with his counterparts, now a decision looms which might test those bonds, as the government prepares to decide whether to give a final tick of approval to extend the life of Australia's biggest oil and gas project out to 2070.
We know that gas has an important role to play in the transition.
Some advocates see it as pure betrayal.
It's a clear attack on Pacific right to exist and Pacific values.
And some of the Pacific's most powerful voices warn it might also breach the landmark International Court of Justice ruling on climate change.
Fossil fuel production expansion is an internationally wrongful act under international law.
The government's making it clear it will continue to export gas, saying if it wound down the industry it would hurt key trading partners, damage the economy and destroy domestic political support for the energy transition Australia's undertaking right now. Some Pacific leaders say they understand, others are utterly unconvinced. Even in matching shirts, it's not all smooth sailing.
Australia's climate record has come under scrutiny at Pacific Leaders Forum in Solomon Islands ahead of the government's final decision on whether to approve a massive gas project in Western Australia. A robotics company founded in South Australia is a step closer to turning weed control on large-scale farms on its head. It has launched a tiny solar-powered automated sprayer that uses artificial intelligence to detect weeds.
In the mid-north of South Australia, it's business as usual in one of Ben Pratt's paddocks, as his big boom sprayer blankets a crop of wheat in herbicide. But in another paddock, a much smaller robotic device is also tackling weeds. And the forward-thinking farmer hopes it's the first of many miniature sprayers on his property.
For the last 50 to 100 years, every machine that comes out is getting bigger than the last one. What we're investing in is maybe a bit of a paradigm shift where if you've got more than one module, and for instance, just say you've got 10, one goes down, you're still running at that 90% capacity.
Not far away at Canoe, in a typical farm shed, alongside typical farm machinery, are the brains behind Ben's new baby, who are pushing against the idea that bigger is better.
We've got to find a way to lower input costs and get money back in the farmer's pocket. I think we could bring a whole nother system into the mix, and robotics seem to be able to provide that.
Geordie Kitsky grew up on this sheep and cropping property, driving big equipment and experimenting in the shed.
Got him.
Not much has changed when it comes to his approach to building things.
We're in the learning game, so you want to learn the most important thing as fast as you can and do whatever it takes to do that. It doesn't matter if it's duct tape and zip ties, you just want to sprint it, you want to find a thing to learn and just run after that.
The duct tape, though, has now been replaced with more solid parts as they start turning out sprayers for the commercial market.
It does about 10 hectares a day at this speed.
Yeah.
And so you get across this paddock in a week.
So why have you created a slow-moving sprayer? Because that's obviously not been the focus of, spraying historically.
I guess the thinking is by going slower, you're going to do a better job. And really, when you slow down, you can just be so much more precise because you can see as we're walking along, it's really easy to go and identify really small weeds.
Yeah.
That wraps up our news segment. Sports is next. Don't go away. Thanks for staying with us. In sports, after a challenging season, Lace-Neck Tigers are poised to compete in the grand final of the Judiciary ExxonMobil Cup against arch-rivals PRK Mende Muruks on Sunday at the Santos National Football Stadium. The Muruks, having finished the regular season as 2025 minor premiers, face the Tigers in what promises to be an exciting showdown.
Late Tigers coach Noel Zemming has a tough task as he heads his pack into Sunday's Judiciary ExxonMobil Cup Grand Final against Mende Muruks. Tigers come in this challenge as underdogs, and coach Zemming has acknowledged the difficulties faced in building a cohesive and consistent team. He admits the departure of several key Tigers players to the PNG Hunters over the past 2 years has added these challenges. However, Zemming is positive, placing his trust on veterans Captain Terry Wapi and Super Kokote to lead the charges.
But I think we've made a good selection this year that the young players that came in, they really fit in well. Like Terry is saying, he's the skipper. After 10 years of playing in the Digital Cup, representing the Kumuls and Hunters, that's his first grand final this Sunday. We have also one of our veterans in the field, Super Kokote. This will be his final appearance. He will hang his boots after the grand final. So these are the players that we rely to guide our young players through. And also we have some young players that already play grand final, so it's a good mixer in the team. So yeah, it's great to have this young boys with the senior players gelling together well.
Zemming is urging fans and loyal supporters to come out and show their support for the team during this decisive match. On the opposing side, Muruks coach Roderick Puname expressed confidence as they prepare to face the Tigers.
A long time coming for the club, but in saying that, we still have one more game to go, so we're just not that excited yet, but we're just pleased to be here, especially for the supporters and the main one, our sponsor, PRK. They've been with us the last 13 years also. So it's good to have actually are here in a grand final as well. So boys are excited and we're ready to go Sunday.
Muruk's captain, Mark Tony, shared insights into his leadership, stressing the importance of leading by example.
Different directions. So as for me, training everything, I just put myself front and like it was all boys must look at me one Sunday making so me not going to be at the spokesman. At least me to talk, me must make it something. Be an example to younger boys that are coming up.
Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
The second edition of the Santos Cup regular season has yielded some exciting female athletes and team officials this year. The PNG National Rugby League Awards held Thursday evening honored outstanding individual performances and various categories in the women's competition.
Women's players participating in the Santos Cup competition this year were recognized for their spirited performances. The awards night saw Gorokalahani's fullback, Skylin Seal, awarded the 2025 Player of the Year. Seal exhibited great talent and skill throughout the 2025 season. Rookie of the Year was scooped up by Eastern Guria player Wilhelmina Hauna for her great talent, skill and potential in her debut season.
I was like, it's a surprise, and I tell mom and dad about this and they were all happy, and then I was like, oh yeah, and you are great. Like, I don't know, they told me that we don't know what would we get at the at Mosville in the presentation, and I was not expecting this because it was my first year to play rugby, and yeah.
Lace Next Tigers' Dege Dai's star performance didn't go unnoticed as she scooped up the top point scorer and top try scorer awards. Coach of the Year was given to Regina Wilfred of Mount Hagen Eagles after exhibiting great potential, skills and willingness and commitment to the team. Mount Hagen Eagles were named the most organized club, awarded for maintaining records and compliance at all times. The Referee of the Year given to Heavenly Paul, who maintained professionalism and fairness in his ruling in the women's competition for the second year running. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Mount Hagen Eagles women's coach Regina Wilson received a standing ovation for success of the franchise this year. The Mount Hagen women's team wrapped up the 2025 Santos Cup season on a high note, finishing fourth and securing a place in the top 4 playoffs. They faced off against their rivals, the defending champions Eastern Highlands Gorokalahani, in a challenging semi-final last week, ultimately losing 6 points to 10 at full time.
Rookie coach Regina Wilfred was elated when she received the accolades of Female Coach of the Year at last night's 2025 Santos Cup Award ceremony, marking a successful season. Reflecting on her inaugural coaching experience, she noted that working with a young team lacking in game structure and elite-level experience posed significant challenges.
During our first match with the Vipers, it was challenging. It's like the trial match. They played like that, and then thankfully I get to watch the game. So I did some changes. We worked a little, and step by step they put their hearts in. They gave their best, and they tried to learn, and I'm so happy to work with them. Yeah.
The match against the Vipers proved to be a crucial learning experience for the team.
Together, put them together, and I try to work with them and see who's going to be, outstanding. And I'm so proud of my girls because they gave their all. They wanted to learn.
Yep.
So yeah.
Wilfred also expressed her gratitude for the players who came from the PNG NRL Academy program, highlighting that 3 of her players were from the academy, while others came from their local competitions. When receiving the Coach of the Year award, Wilfred was taken by surprise.
Really express how I'm feeling right now because I wasn't expecting it, and it took me by surprise, and I'm so grateful. I'm really grateful. I'd like to, with this award, I'd like to thank you or acknowledge Coach Diana Morris, Joey Grima, and a little bit, and also Stanley Gene. And those coaches, they have been supportive. They taught me a lot of things, and I learned from them, and then I try to, learn my guys. So yeah.
Wilfred's journey as a coach is just beginning, and her passion for the game, coupled with her dedication to her players, promises an exciting future for the Mount Hagen women's team. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The 2025 Digital ExxonMobil Cup regular season officially ended last night with traditional end of the year awards night held at the Gateway Hotel, Port Moresby. The significance of the event is to recognize and reward players, coaches, club administrators and match officials for their hard work, commitment and dedication to their individual clubs, to the competition and rugby league as a whole. Emerging star winger and Biographical primary school student Manasseh Watt is in only his first season playing at the top level picked up the Rookie of the Year award following his breakout season with the Port Moresby Vipers. Another standout performer this year was Tokarara Secondary School grade 11 student Felix Becky, who got the People's Choice Award. Felix was recognized for an incredible season, with PRK Gulf Iso, who were also recognized as the Team of the Year. Meanwhile, 2025 minor premiers PRK Mandy Muruks head coach Roderick Puname was recognized for his undying effort and resilience over his 4-year tenure to finally make the grand final. PRK Mandy Muruks coach Roderick Puname was selfless in the PNG NRL Awards night, stating that his Coach of the Year award last night is the reflection of team effort. He gave credit to the club, his coaching assistant coaches, players for contributing towards this milestone achievement. The room was filled with happy faces, especially players who made Team of the Year and those who won individual awards. Amongst them was proud Mandy Muruks coach Roderick Puname. Having spent almost a decade coaching the Muruks, Puname hasn't had a taste of such achievement. While appreciating the award, Puname said his individual award is a result of teamwork, the team management, coaching staff and the playing group.
Yeah, I mean it's an individual award, but I'm getting it on behalf of my coaching staff as well. I've got a very good coaching staff that are behind me and that get things done every session. So it's just an individual award, but it's actually an award for the coaching staff and what they've done throughout the year. It's a hard work. It's a process that we all contribute towards. So I'm just there game day taking credit for the wins and all that, but I have a very good working and coaching staff at the back of me. So this reward actually is for all of us, not just me.
Puname didn't dwell long on the individual achievement on the night. He knows that the result on the grand final on Sunday against arch-rival Lace-Next Tigers is important to the club and its history.
It's been a long road, 13 years, last grand final. Now we're looking forward to this Sunday, and if we come out with the goods, it will be 17 years. So it's actually 17 years since we won the last grand final, so 13 years since we went to the grand final. So yeah, it's good. The boys are preparing well. We just had a few setback with Jade Pook and Lega Batea. They won't be available this Sunday. So we just had a few adjustments to the team, but all is well, and we are looking good and ready for Sunday.
Puname was grateful he won the Coach of the Year award. His players joining him on the special award list include Mark Tony, 5th of the Year, and Jade Pook, Center of the Year and Player of the Year. Puname will be leading the PRK Mandy Muruks into the grand final on Sunday, aiming to break the PNG NRL Premiership drought. The Muruks last won the competition in 2013. Inspirational Port Moresby Vipers captain Gilmore Paul has capped off an amazing season, leading his youthful squad to their first semi-final appearance in 13 years, following the grand final win over Goroka Lahanis in 2013. Paul, alongside co-captain Fedro Gene, took charge of the young team this season, making a significant impression in the competition and setting a strong benchmark for future success. Former PNG Hunters Centre and Port Moresby Vipers captain Gilmore Paul was named top try scorer, a first-time achievement and the biggest accolade of his rugby league career. He expressed his gratitude towards his teammates for their commitment and resilience, which helped the Vipers end the season on a high note. He emphasized the youthful nature of the Vipers, with he and Fedro Gene being the only two older players on the team.
And on the younger team, there's only two. Me and Fedro, but we can lead them with younger boys coming. Over the monkey and more Marim talk, unity and stop jet labs. That's why we can make him through.
Paul also extended his thanks to the Vipers coaching staff and the board for providing him with the opportunity to lead the team over the past 2 years. His leadership has indeed paved the way for a promising future for the Vipers as they look to build on this year's success. Now the weather forecast. In regional forecast, southern Port Moresby, cloudy periods, possible showers and thunderstorms. Daru, cloudy periods with showers and possible thunderstorms. Momase, Lay, cloudy periods with some rain, showers and possible thunderstorms. Wewak, cloudy periods with some rain, showers and possible thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, Kavieng, partly cloudy with chances of few showers. Kokopo, Rabaul, partly cloudy with few rain, showers. And Highlands region, Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, mostly cloudy with heavy rain at times and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral Sea, seas moderate to rough at times with southeast to easterly winds of 10 to 20 knots, reaching 25 to 33 knots. Solomon Sea, seas light with southeast to easterly winds of 5 to 15 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas light with east to northeast winds of 10 to 15 knots. And Pacific Ocean, seas light with easterly winds of 5 to 15 knots. And coastal waters forecast, waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru, to Kiwai Island, to Kerema to Yule Island, to Port Moresby, to Hood Point, to Samarai Islands, seas 1 to 2 meters, rising to 3 meters along warning areas. Waters of Samarai Island to Cape Vogel and Old Milne Bay Islands, seas 1.5 to 2.5 meters. Waters of Finsafen through Vitia's Dampier Strait to Siasi Island to Long Island, seas 1.5 to 2 meters. And that wraps up the news tonight. Thanks for your company. Good night.